Hello, and welcome to a special edition of Ethanol Producer Magazine podcast. I am your host, Katie Schroeder, contributions editor with Ethanol Producer Magazine. Today, we are hearing a panel preview for this year's upcoming Fuel Ethanol Workshop located in St. Louis. This year, Track 3 will explore co-products and product diversification. Andrew Hawkins, Director of Laboratory Services at Phibro Ethanol, will be presenting in a panel titled Advanced Strategies for Corn Oil Recovery and Yield Optimization, which is happening at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, June 4th. His presentation is titled Maximizing Corn Oil Value Through Innovative Measurement. Welcome to the show, Andrew. I'm so excited to learn more.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here with you.
So could you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what Phibro is all about?
Absolutely. I'm happy to do that. You got my title and my location correct. I'm based in St. Paul, Minnesota. I am a microbiologist by training, and I've been leading the laboratory services group here at Phibro Ethanol for about 8 years. Phibro Ethanol is a division of our parent corporation, Phibro Animal Health Corp., and that's a worldwide leader in animal health. Phibro Ethanol likes to partner with our ethanol producers, our customers, to support the industry that we believe fuels and feeds a growing world. We also believe in supporting the people whose operations contribute to a more cost-efficient and environmentally friendly bio-based fuel.
Awesome. So I'm curious, what kind of led you to choose corn oil optimization as a topic? Why is corn oil optimization such an important talking point right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It just so happens that it seems like market conditions are working really well for corn oil as a co-product from the biorefineries, from the fuel ethanol plants. And in fact, I'm looking at, I've got in front of me a USDA National Weekly Ethanol Report that is actually from the beginning of May. And corn oil's almost doubled. On average in the Midwest United States, it's about 80 cents a pound in 2026. Last year, it was about 50 cents a pound. So I think that big increase in corn oil has really made a positive impact on our producers' bottom lines. And they're very interested in making sure that their systems are optimized and working at peak efficiency.
Fantastic. I'm curious, how does measurement kind of intersect with this corn oil maximization goal that a lot of ethanol producers are chasing right now?
Yes, that's a good one. So I think what we believe is that accurate and timely measurements are the best way to partner with our producers and tweak the system, right? It's a complex system, and the oil is being pulled out of process streams. And the process has to work well at the front end, the fermentation side, but then the back end has to also work well. So I think what we're really looking at is we're looking at improving and shortening our turnaround times to get better data, high quality data, so that when we're in the plants with our customers, we can actually help those customers optimize on almost not quite real time, but almost. And that we believe gives them better flexibility to get better answers and better performance.
Awesome. So I'm curious, how is kind of the shift towards like a biorefinery model with many different products that are all important to producers' bottom line that we've seen kind of happen in the last couple decades since the ethanol boom began? How has that kind of changed the mindset around co-products?
Yeah. So I think, so first I'll make a really important distinction that I learned a long time ago. Co-product is different than a byproduct. A co-product has value to the producer, and a byproduct is something that's usually not wanted. So it's really important to make that distinction. And I think what it means is producers are really trying to optimize on multiple variables, right? They're trying to look for maximum productivity, maximum profitability, maximum revenue through the biorefinery concept. That basically means that they have to keep their eyes on multiple balls at once. So it's a little bit of a juggling act. But it also can mean, especially when some of these other revenue streams like corn oil go up in value, that tweaking the system ever so slightly can really lead to a compounding effect. It may not seem like a lot to have 80 cents a pound, but when you compound that over weeks, months, and even a year, that can really add to a significant amount to the bottom line to producers.
That makes a lot of sense. So I'm curious, what innovations has Phibro made in the measurement space?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So we believe in a continuous improvement strategy. So we're here to serve our customers, but we're a remote lab, and we're like an extension of our producer partners. And we're always looking for better ways to measure things. And when I say better, what I really mean is high quality data, or not sacrificing quality of data, but maybe shortening time or reducing costs. And shortening that time, I think, is the major variable that we focused on in the corn oil. And so we undertook about a 9-month process here in the lab to evaluate different technologies to measure corn oils in samples. And after that 9 months, we basically chose, or during that 9 months, we chose a new technology that's basically a proton NMR device. That sounds fun to say. It's a benchtop device, which almost looks like magic because it's so fast in the way it can evaluate the amount of total fat or oil in a particular sample. That device is made by a manufacturer called CEM, and it's called the Oracle. We evaluated that device over about a 3-month period during that 9-month trial. And we compared all of that back to our tried and true method, which is a relatively slow cost, relatively expensive method called soxhlet extraction. There's nothing wrong with that method, but it produces waste, solvent waste you have to deal with, and it just takes several hours per sample. The new device, after you do a drying step, can measure within about 30 to 60 seconds. So we saw it as an opportunity to get data faster to our partners in the field, and be able to fine tune product trials and help our customers find where the oil is in their process and maximize extracting it.
Very cool. So as you're kind of thinking about this presentation, what do you want to share? What's kind of the key message you want to share with the attendees who are going to come to your panel?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I think there's really 3 points there that I think are valuable takeaways. One is cleaning has an impact on corn oil recovery. So keeping the back end of your plant clean, because corn oil is a sort of a separate bolt-on, but pulls a stream after evaporators. Keeping your evaporators clean and focusing on that back end cleaning means your uptime is a lot greater. And even cleaning your corn oil recovery system can be very important. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I think, is combining this kind of faster data through this innovative measurement to really get as rapid as possible lab feedback on what's happening in your plant, whether that's under a trial scenario or trying to optimize, or maybe even troubleshooting corn oil recovery. Coupling that with data analysis and ongoing plant performance reviews is also a really important aspect of that fast lab data. So it's a piece of the puzzle, but not the whole puzzle. And the third thing, I think, is that really a critical thing is making more oil available. So you can't recover what isn't available and what isn't free. And a corn kernel is a pretty complex structure. It's got lots of stuff bound to fiber and a matrix in the corn kernel. So adding certain enzymes can actually improve that, break down that extra structure, and make that more oil available for recovery. So I think it's those three things in general.
Awesome. Cool. That sounds like a great presentation. What are you looking forward to most this year at FEW?
Yeah, I think for me, having lived through the COVID remote FEW phase of all of our lives, I think for me, it's actually meeting people face to face, talking to folks who are our producers, our customers, but also talking to colleagues and peers in the industry and understanding what's the latest and greatest. Really learning, about new innovations, about what people are doing, and about what the market trends are. It's a great opportunity to get everybody in one place and focus for a couple of days just on the ethanol industry, an industry that certainly I really love.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Andrew. If any of our listeners want to catch Andrew's presentation, it will be on the Advanced Strategies for Corn Oil Recovery and Yield Optimization panel at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, June 4th. You can go to few.bbiconferences.com to see the full agenda, register, and learn more. We hope to see you there.